Welcome to the Daily English Learning Podcast.
Hello to all our passionate English learners tuning in from every corner of the globe. Welcome back to another insightful episode of the Daily English Learning Podcast. I am your host, Olivia, and I am absolutely thrilled to continue our comprehensive phrasal verbs series today with my brilliant co-host, Martin.
Hello, everyone. It is a genuine pleasure to be back with you all. We have already successfully navigated through get, go, and take phrasal verbs in our previous episodes, and the response from our community has been absolutely overwhelming today. We are focusing our attention on look phrasal verbs, which form another essential foundation of natural English communication.
Look is particularly interesting because it revolves around perception, attention, and care. When combined with various particles like up, after, into, for, and forward to, it creates expressions that cover everything from searching for information to taking care of people. Research shows that look phrasal verbs appear frequently in both everyday conversations and professional contexts.
In this episode, we will systematically explore look phrasal verbs by organizing them into clear categories such as searching and researching, caring and protecting, investigating, appearance, anticipation, and respect. We will provide extensive examples and practical usage tips so you can integrate these into your English. So, let's look ahead to this exciting lesson and begin.
Let's start with one of the most frequently used look phrasal verbs in the modern digital age, look up. The primary meaning is to search for information, typically in a dictionary, reference book, or online. I didn't know what serendipity meant, so I looked it up in the dictionary. Nowadays, most people look things up on Google or Wikipedia.
Look up has another completely different meaning related to improvement or optimism. When a situation is looking up, it means things are getting better or improving. After months of unemployment, things are finally looking up for me. I got a job offer. It is always used without an object in this sense, and it is quite an optimistic, positive expression.
Another searching verb is look for, which means to try to find something or someone. I have been looking for my keys for 20 minutes. Expresses frustration about a missing item. Or when job hunting, I am currently looking for a new position in marketing. It implies active searching with a specific goal.
There is a subtle difference between look for and search for. Both mean essentially the same thing, but look for is more casual and common in everyday speech, while search for sounds slightly more formal or systematic. You would look for your phone, but search for evidence in a criminal investigation.
When you are trying to find something in a pile of papers or a drawer, you look through them. Can you look through these documents and find the contract? Means examine them one by one. Or with clothing, I looked through my entire wardrobe but couldn't find anything to wear. It implies examining multiple items systematically.
One of the most important look phrasal verbs is look after, which means to take care of someone or something. My grandmother is elderly, so my mother looks after her every day. It implies responsibility and protection. You can look after children, pets, elderly relatives, or even objects like plants or houses.
Look after is commonly used when someone goes on vacation. Could you look after my cat while I am away? Or with possessions, look after your belongings. This area has pickpockets. It shows care and attention to prevent harm or loss.
The opposite concept would be look out for, which means to watch carefully to protect someone or to be alert to danger. Look out for cars when you cross the street is a warning, or helping someone. My older brother always looks out for me. He protects me from bullies.
Just look out by itself is an urgent warning shouted when danger is immediate. Look out, that branch is falling. It is an exclamation that requires immediate attention. In American English, people also use watch out with the same meaning.
There is also look to someone for help or guidance, meaning to rely on them or expect them to provide support. The team looks to their captain for leadership during difficult matches. It implies depending on someone's expertise or authority.
When you need to investigate something formally or thoroughly, you look into it. This is very common in professional and official contexts. The police are looking into the cause of the accident means they are conducting an investigation. Or in business, we will look into your complaint and get back to you within 5 working days.
Look into suggests a deeper, more formal examination than just look at. If your computer is broken, you might say, I will look into what is causing the problem, which implies systematic investigation. It is more serious than casual observation.
When you examine something carefully and closely, you look at it. This is the most basic look phrasal verb. Look at this beautiful sunset is an invitation to observe, or analytically. Let's look at the financial data before making a decision. It can be literal visual observation or metaphorical examination.
A related expression is look over, which means to examine or inspect something, often quickly to check for errors or problems. Can you look over my essay before I submit it? Ask someone to review it for mistakes, or a doctor might say, I need to look you over, meaning conduct a physical examination.
There is also look around, which means to explore a place or consider various options. When we arrived at the museum, we looked around for an hour, means you walked through examining things. Or when shopping, I am just looking around. Thank you, a polite way to tell a salesperson you don't need help yet.
Several look phrasal verbs describe how things appear. Look like is fundamental for describing resemblance or similarity. You look like your father means you physically resemble him. Or describing weather, it looks like rain. The sky suggests rain is coming.
Look like is also used for predictions or expectations. It looks like we will be late. There is so much traffic. Expresses what seems probable based on current evidence. Or in the past, it looked like she was going to cry, describes someone's apparent emotional state.
When someone appears unwell or different, we use look with adjectives. You look tired, she looks happy, he looks worried. These are technically not phrasal verbs because there is no preposition, but they are essential look patterns. The structure is look plus adjective, not look plus like plus adjective.
A common mistake learners make is saying, you look like tired. That is incorrect. The correct forms are either you look tired or you look like you are tired. The word like requires a noun or a clause after it, not an adjective alone.
When you consider something from a particular perspective, you look at it from that angle. If you look at it from her point of view, her decision makes sense. This is metaphorical. You are not physically looking, but mentally considering a perspective.
One of the most positive look phrasal verbs is look forward to, which expresses pleasant anticipation. I am really looking forward to my holiday next month, shows excitement about a future event. Notice that to here is a preposition, not part of an infinitive. So the verb following it must be in gerund form, looking forward to seeing you. Not looking forward to see you.
This is a very common mistake. Students often say, I look forward to see you because they think to signals an infinitive. But the correct form is I look forward to seeing you or I look forward to the meeting. Remember, preposition to requires gerund or noun.
The opposite would be dread or not look forward to. I am not looking forward to Monday morning expresses that you expect something unpleasant. The negative form is quite common when discussing things we must do but don't want to.
There is also look ahead, which means to think about or plan for the future. We need to look ahead and consider the long-term consequences of this decision. It implies being proactive and strategic rather than just reacting to current situations.
Look ahead can also be literal. Look ahead on the road, not at your phone. Warns a driver to focus on what is in front. But metaphorically, it is about future planning and foresight.
Some look phrasal verbs describe how we regard other people. Look up to means to admire and respect someone, typically someone older or more experienced. I really look up to my older sister. She is my role model. It always implies positive regard and aspiration.
The opposite is look down on, which means to regard someone as inferior or to think you are better than them. She looks down on people who didn't go to university, describes snobbery or arrogance. It is always negative and judgmental.
Look down on reveals prejudice or elitism. Just because he is wealthy doesn't give him the right to look down on working class people. It is a criticism of someone's superior attitude. We definitely should not look down on anyone.
There is also look on or look upon, which means to regard or consider someone or something in a particular way. I look upon him as a friend, not just a colleague, means you consider him a friend, or the law looks upon such behavior as criminal.
Look on can also mean to watch something happen without participating. The crowd looked on as the street performer juggled fire. It describes being a spectator or bystander observing passively.
Some look phrasal verbs indicate physical direction. Look back means to turn your head to see behind you. Don't look back, just keep running forward. Can be literal advice in a chase scene, but metaphorically it means to think about the past.
Looking back on my childhood, I realize how fortunate I was reflects on past experiences from your current perspective. It often appears in reflective or nostalgic contexts. There is also the phrase, never look back, meaning to move forward decisively without regret.
When you face reality honestly, you look something in the face or look something in the eye. We need to look this problem in the face and deal with it. Means confront it directly rather than avoiding it. It implies courage and honesty.
And when you want to see something again, you look back at it. Let's look back at last year's sales figures for comparison. This is analytical. You are reviewing previous information or data.
When you ignore or deliberately avoid noticing something wrong, you look the other way. The security guard looked the other way while his friend stole items from the warehouse means he pretended not to see the crime. It implies complicity or willful ignorance.
Look the other way is often used in corruption contexts. The police were paid to look the other way, suggests they were bribed to ignore illegal activity. It is always negative, suggesting a failure of responsibility or ethics.
When you are trying to find something in a specific place, you look in that place. Have you looked in your coat pocket? Your keys might be there. Or checking on someone, I will look in on my neighbor to make sure she is okay, means visit briefly to check their well-being.
Look in on is caring and considerate. Could you look in on the baby while I am cooking? Ask someone to check periodically. It is less intensive than look after, which implies full responsibility.
Sometimes appearances can be deceiving. When something seems to be one way but might not be, we use cautious language. It looks like, it looks as if, or it looks as though. It looks as though the project will be delayed expresses uncertainty based on current indicators.
We also have the expression, by the look of things, or by the looks of it, which means judging from appearances or available evidence. By the look of things, the party is going to be huge, so many people have confirmed attendance. It is speculative based on observation.
And when someone examines you with judgment or suspicion, they give you a look or look at you in a certain way. My mother gave me a look when I came home late, describes a non-verbal expression of disapproval. The tone and context determine the meaning.
Let's explore some idiomatic look expressions. Look on the bright side means to be optimistic and focus on the positive aspects of a bad situation. I know you lost your job, but look on the bright side. Now you have time to pursue your passion. It encourages positive thinking.
There is look alive, which is a command meaning to hurry up or pay attention. Look alive, everyone, the boss is coming. Alerts people to be alert and active. It is quite informal and often used in military or sports contexts.
Look sharp has a similar meaning, be alert and quick. Look sharp. We need to finish this before the deadline. But look sharp can also mean to appear well-dressed. You look sharp in that suit. Context determines which meaning applies.
And there is not look back, which means to be very successful continuously after a positive change. After she published her first book, she never looked back. She became a best-selling author. It implies sustained success without regression.
Finally, look here is used to get someone's attention, often when you are annoyed or want to make a point firmly. Now look here, I have had enough of your excuses. It is quite direct and can sound confrontational.
We have covered so much ground today. Let's systematically review all the essential look phrasal verbs we explored.
Look up, search for information or situation is improving. Look for, try to find something or someone. Look through, examine multiple items systematically.
Look after, take care of someone or something. Look out for, watch for danger or help protect someone. Look out, urgent warning of immediate danger. Look to rely on someone for help, guidance.
Look into, investigate or examine formally. Look at, observe or examine. Look over, review quickly for errors. Look around, explore a place or consider options.
Look like, resemble or seem probable. Look plus adjective, appear to be, look tired. Look happy. Look forward to, anticipate with pleasure plus gerund. Noun. Look ahead, plan for the future.
Look up to, admire and respect someone. Look down on, regard as inferior, negative. Look on, regard or consider in a certain way.
Look back, turn to see behind or reflect on the past. Look the other way, deliberately ignore wrongdoing. Look in on, visit briefly to check on someone.
Look on the bright side, be optimistic. Look alive, hurry up, be alert. Look sharp, be quick or appear well-dressed. What an incredible exploration of look phrasal verbs. I hope you are now looking forward to using these in your daily English conversations.
Remember to look after your English studies by practicing regularly. Don't just look at these verbs once, look them over several times until they become natural.
And always look up to those who inspire you, but never look down on anyone who is still learning. We are all on this journey together.
In our next episode, we will look into come phrasal verbs, which are crucial for describing arrivals, encountering situations, and how ideas occur to us. Until then, look ahead with optimism.
Thank you for looking in on us today. Goodbye, everyone.
Look after yourselves and see you next time.